First contact and deception. The massive Council ship emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system, its crystalline surface refracting starlight in impossible patterns. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the ESS Sentinel, humanity's most advanced space vessel, though it would seem primitive to their visitors. At 45, with steel-gray eyes and weathered features, she had seen humanity's first steps into space. Now she would witness their introduction to galactic society. Multiple signatures detected. Lieutenant Rodriguez reported, his dark eyes fixed on the sensor displays. The main vessel is. It's bigger than anything we've ever built. Nearly 15 kilometers long. Sarah maintained her composure, though her heart raced. Earth's combined space fleet consisted of 30 ships, none larger than a kilometer. The arrival of the Council had been preceded by automated messages, promising peaceful contact and technological exchange. Now, facing the reality of their advanced visitors, she understood humanity's true place in the cosmic hierarchy. The Council ship's communication arrived with perfect clarity, transmitted in flawless English. Greetings, vessels of Earth. I am High Counselor Nexus. We come representing the Galactic Council of Unified Species. The holographic image that appeared on the bridge showed a being that seemed almost engineered to appear non-threatening to human sensibilities. Humanoid, but with silvery skin and large, expressive eyes that conveyed wisdom and benevolence. Welcome to Earth space, High Counselor, Sarah responded, following the carefully prepared diplomatic protocols. I am Admiral Chen of the Earth Space Service. Your species has caught our attention. Admiral, Nexus said, his voice carrying an almost musical quality. Your rapid technological advancement, particularly in the last century, is remarkable. We believe Earth is ready to join the galactic community. Over the next several weeks, the Council shared seemingly generous gifts of technology. Medical advances that could cure most diseases, energy systems that could end Earth's dependence on fossil fuels, and agricultural techniques that could feed billions. But Dr. Marcus Wong, Earth's leading genotechnologist, noticed something odd about these gifts. In his secure laboratory beneath the Pacific Ocean, Marcus examined the Council's technologies with growing concern. They're giving us everything except defensive capabilities, he told Sarah during a classified briefing. And what they do share seems limited, like they're holding back crucial components. Sarah had noticed something else. The Council representatives never stayed on Earth for long, always returning to their ship. And their questions about Earth's military capabilities seemed too frequent, he pointed. There's more, Marcus continued, pulling up complex technical readouts. I've detected energy signatures from their ship that don't match anything they told us about. They're hiding their true technological level. The breakthrough came 3 months into the Council's visit. Dr. Elena Volkova, a quantum physicist working in Marcus's team, discovered a pattern in the Council's database access requests. They're not just studying our technology, she reported. They're analyzing our potential for resistance. Every piece of data they've requested relates to our ability to fight back against superior forces. Sarah took this information to the United Earth Defense Council. In a secure bunker deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, she presented her findings to the world's military and scientific leaders. The Council isn't here to help us join their community, she concluded. They're assessing whether we're a threat. And based on their pattern of technology sharing, they're attempting to guide our development in a way that leaves us dependent and vulnerable. Defense Secretary Williams, a veteran of 3 wars, leaned forward. What do you propose, Admiral? Sarah's response would set in motion events that would change humanity's destiny. We accept their gifts, but we build something they don't expect. Something that combines their technology with human ingenuity in ways they've never imagined. They'll be watching everything we do, Williams warned. Then we build it where they can't watch, Sarah replied. The Council thinks they're manipulating us into becoming dependent on their technology. Instead, we'll use their own arrogance against them. As the meeting concluded, Sarah watched the Council ship through a video feed, its crystalline surface still refracting starlight. But now she saw it differently. Not as a symbol of advanced civilization, but as a warning of what humanity faced. In secret facilities across Earth, Operation Phoenix began. While the Council believed they were carefully controlling humanity's development, humans were already working to surpass their supposed benefactors. The game of deception had begun, and humanity would prove far better at it than the Council expected. The Council's worst fear was about to come true. Humanity would not be contained. The Hidden Project. 2 kilometers beneath the Antarctic ice sheet, Dr. Maya Patel watched as quantum computers simulated another weapons test. Project Phoenix's development facility, nicknamed The Forge, was humanity's best-kept secret. The facility sprawled through massive caverns carved by advanced boring machines, their existence hidden from the Council's orbital sensors by a combination of natural ice shields and experimental cloaking technology. Analysis complete, announced the AI system Maya had developed. Quantum torpedo yield exceeds Council shield specifications by 300%. Recommended adjustments uploaded to fabrication. Maya brushed a strand of black hair from her face, dark eyes reflecting the holographic displays surrounding her. At 32, she was the youngest lead scientist on the project, chosen for her breakthrough work in quantum mechanics and AI development. "How are they not detecting this?" asked Colonel James Harper, the military liaison assigned to the Forge. His weathered face showed both concern and amazement as he watched another successful test. "Because they're not looking for it," Maya replied, manipulating the holographic controls. "The Council thinks we're decades away from understanding quantum mechanics at this level. They don't realize we've been studying their technology at a molecular level, finding flaws they never considered." The massive chamber adjacent to the control room housed humanity's answer to the Council's manipulation. The HSS Prometheus. Unlike the crystalline elegance of Council vessels, the Prometheus was dark and angular, its hull composed of metamaterials that absorbed both light and sensor scans. At nearly 3 kilometers long, it represented everything humanity had learned about Council technology, and everything they had improved upon. Chief Engineer David Chen, a veteran of Earth's first Mars colony, supervised the installation of the ship's core systems. "The Council made a fundamental mistake," he explained during the daily briefing. "They assumed we would use their technology exactly as they showed us. Instead, we looked at it through human eyes, saw possibilities they never imagined." The Prometheus's heart was a hybrid drive system that combined Council quantum mechanics with human plasma physics. The result was an engine that could match Council ships for speed while remaining virtually undetectable. But the real breakthrough came from Dr. Sarah Chen's daughter, Lisa Chen, who had followed her mother's footsteps into military service. "The Council's shields operate on predictable frequencies," Lisa explained, pointing to complex waveform displays. "We've developed a targeting system that identifies and exploits microscopic vulnerabilities in their shield harmonics. When they scan us, they'll see what looks like a primitive human vessel. They won't realize we can penetrate their defenses until it's too late." Maya's AI systems were the key to making it all work. They could analyze and adapt to Council tactics faster than any human operator, while remaining immune to Council cyber warfare techniques. The AI's neural networks were based on human brain patterns, making them unpredictable to alien logic. In the facility's metallurgy lab, Dr. Victor Rossi supervised the production of hull plating that could absorb energy weapons and redirect the power to the ship's systems. "Every shot they fire at us will only make us stronger," he said, his Italian accent thick with pride. "They expect us to build ships like theirs. This will be something entirely new." The project wasn't without its close calls. Council surveillance satellites made regular passes over Antarctica, their sensors probing the ice. But the Forge's location had been chosen carefully. Natural electromagnetic anomalies in the region masked their power signature, while the ice sheet itself blocked most conventional scans. One evening, as Maya worked late in her lab, Admiral Sarah Chen visited the Forge for an inspection. The two women stood before the massive viewport, watching as robotic assemblers worked on the Prometheus's weapon systems. "The Council representatives are getting suspicious," Sarah informed Maya. "They're asking more questions about our research facilities, requesting tours of our deep-sea installations." "How long do we have?" Maya asked, already calculating new production schedules in her head. "A month, maybe less. Their last transmission mentioned sending an inspection team to verify our technological compliance with Council standards." Sarah's expression hardened. "We need the Prometheus ready before that happens." Maya nodded, her mind racing through possibilities. "We'll need to accelerate the AI integration tests. Running multiple systems simultaneously will be risky, but we're out of options." The next few weeks saw the forge operating at maximum capacity. Engineers and scientists worked in shifts around the clock, sleeping in nearby quarters rather than returning to the surface. Every component had to be perfect. They would only get one chance to surprise the Council. As the Prometheus neared completion, Maya stood in the ship's ag core, surrounded by quantum processors that would give the vessel its edge in combat. She placed her hand on the central processing unit, feeling the slight vibration of calculations occurring at near-light speed. "We're ready for final integration tests," she announced over the facility's comm system. "All departments, prepare for full power startup sequence." The Prometheus hummed to life, its systems awakening one by one. In the control room, dozens of technicians monitored their stations as power flowed through the massive vessel. The hybrid drive core pulsed with contained energy, while weapon systems charged silently, invisible to external sensors. They had built something unprecedented, a warship that combined the best of human innovation with reversed-engineered Council technology. But more importantly, they had built it while maintaining the illusion of compliance with Council restrictions. The deception was almost complete. Soon, the Council would learn that humanity had surpassed their expectations in ways they never imagined possible. The Prometheus wasn't just a warship, it was humanity's declaration of independence from Council manipulation, and its unveiling would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Betrayal unveiled. High Counselor Nexus's true face emerged during what should have been a routine diplomatic meeting. The Council ship's crystalline surface darkened ominously as he addressed Earth's representatives through the holographic interface, his once benevolent expression replaced by cold calculation. "Humanity has failed to meet Council standards," he announced, his musical voice now carrying an edge of steel. "Our surveillance has detected unauthorized research facilities and energy signatures inconsistent with approved technology levels. This violation of Council directives cannot be tolerated." Admiral Sarah Chen sat in the secure command center beneath Geneva, watching the transmission with carefully controlled features. Around her, Earth's military leadership maintained similar composure, despite the gravity of the moment. They had prepared for this day. "The Council hereby assumes direct control of Earth's technological development," Nexus continued. "Our peacekeeping fleet will arrive within 48 hours to begin the integration process. Any resistance will be met with appropriate force." "And if we refuse?" Sarah asked, though she already knew the answer. Nexus's large eyes narrowed. "That would be unfortunate. Ask the Arcturians what happens to species that reject Council guidance." "Oh wait, you can't. They'd no longer exist." The transmission ended, leaving the command center in momentary silence. General Maria Santos, commander of Earth's Space Force, was the first to speak. "Well, they finally showed their true colors." "Signal detected," announced Lieutenant Park from the sensor station. "Multiple ships emerging from hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. Count is 73 vessels, all heavy combat class." Sarah opened a secure channel to the forge. "Dr. Patel, is the Prometheus ready?" Maya's voice came back clear and confident. "Final systems check complete, Admiral. We can launch within the hour." "The Council fleet will reach Earth in 47 hours, Sarah announced to the assembled leaders. "I suggest we use that time wisely." The next 2 days saw the largest covert mobilization in human history. While the Council ships approached, believing Earth was scrambling in panic, humanity executed a plan years in the making. Civilian populations moved to hardened underground shelters, their movements masked by false heat signatures and holographic projections. The Council's first sign that something was wrong came when their advanced scouts lost contact with their supposedly active surveillance satellites. Earth's orbital defense grid, previously dismissed as primitive, suddenly displayed capabilities that shouldn't have been possible. Multiple Council vessels advancing past Mars orbit, reported Lieutenant Park. They're moving faster than expected. New arrival time estimated at 36 hours. In the Forge, Maya supervised the Prometheus's power-up sequence. The massive ship systems came online one by one, each performing beyond projected specifications. The AI core, synchronized with Maya's neural patterns, processed combat scenarios at unprecedented speeds. All hands, battle stations, Maya ordered. The crew, hand-picked from every nation on Earth, moved with practiced efficiency. They had trained for months in virtual simulations, but this would be their first real combat deployment. High above Antarctica, the ice sheet suddenly split apart, revealing a massive launching bay that had been hidden for years. The Prometheus rose silently into the night sky, its metamaterial hull absorbing light and sensor scans. To any observer, it would appear to be nothing more than a temporary sensor glitch. 24 hours before the Council fleet's arrival, Sarah implemented the next phase of Earth's defense. Quantum communication relays, hidden throughout the solar system, activated simultaneously. The Council ships found their sensor networks suddenly flooded with false readings, making it impossible to distinguish real targets from sophisticated decoys. They're responding exactly as predicted, Maya reported from the Prometheus's bridge. Their formation is splitting up to investigate multiple contacts. Their arrogance makes them predictable. They can't imagine we could deceive their superior technology. The Council fleet's command ship, a massive crystalline dreadnought, moved to a position just beyond lunar orbit. High Counselor Nexus's voice broadcast across all frequencies. This is your final warning. Submit to Council authority or face extinction. Sarah's response was brief. Humanity submits to no one. The Prometheus chose that moment to reveal itself, dropping its cloak less than 10 kilometers from the Council flagship. The vessel's dark hull seemed to drink in the starlight, its presence an impossible contradiction of everything the Council believed about human capabilities. By the void, Nexus's voice carried genuine shock. What have you done? We learned from you, Sarah replied. Every piece of technology you shared, every system you demonstrated, we studied them all. But unlike you, we saw possibilities where you saw limitations. The Prometheus's first shot demonstrated the truth of her words. A quantum torpedo, enhanced by human innovations, struck the Council flagship's shields. Instead of dispersing harmlessly, the weapon created a cascade failure that collapsed the supposedly impenetrable barrier. Multiple Council vessels altering course, Lieutenant Park announced. They're moving to engage the Prometheus. Maya's voice came through clear and confident. Let them come. Time to show them what humanity can really do. The battle for Earth's independence was about to begin, and humanity's greatest achievement was ready to prove that the Council's worst fears about human potential had been justified all along. Humanity strikes back. The void between Earth and Luna erupted into a light show that would have blinded unprotected eyes. The Prometheus moved like a predator through the Council fleet, its dark hull absorbing enemy fire while its enhanced weapons tore through supposedly impenetrable shields. Multiple direct hits on enemy vessels, reported Lieutenant Emma Chen, Lisa's younger sister and the ship's tactical officer. Their shield harmonics are adapting, but our AI is adapting faster. Maya stood at the command center, her neural link to the ship's AI providing real-time battlefield analysis. The Council ships fought with textbook precision, and that was their weakness. Centuries of unchallenged superiority had made them predictable. Target their command and control nodes, Maya ordered. The Council relies on centralized coordination. Let's show them why that's a mistake. The Prometheus's main weapon, dubbed the Quantum Cascade, fired. The beam appeared to miss the nearest Council vessel completely, until space itself seemed to fold around the target. The crystalline ship shattered into millions of pieces, its advanced technology useless against weapons that operated on principles the Council had never imagined. High Counselor Nexus's voice crackled across the command channel, losing its musical quality in favor of raw anger. "This is impossible. Your species cannot have this level of technology. You assumed we would use your technology the way you showed us." Maya responded, allowing a hint of satisfaction to enter her voice. "Instead, we looked at it with fresh eyes. Human eyes." The battle spread across the lunar sphere, Council ships finding their coordinated tactics disrupted by the Prometheus's unprecedented capabilities. The human vessel's hybrid drive system allowed it to appear seemingly anywhere in the battlefield, while its metamaterial hull made targeting nearly impossible. On Earth, Admiral Sarah Chen coordinated the larger defense strategy. The Council had expected to find a helpless planet ready for subjugation. Instead, they found their communication networks hacked, their sensor systems compromised, and their tactical advantages negated. "Launch the drones," Sarah commanded. Thousands of small autonomous vessels emerged from hidden bases across Earth's surface. Unlike traditional military drones, these were powered by quantum cores and guided by simplified versions of Maya's AI. They swarmed through the Council fleet like angry insects, their small size making them difficult targets while their advanced weapons wreaked havoc on enemy systems. "Council fleet formation is breaking down," reported General Santos. "They're trying to regroup beyond lunar orbit." The Prometheus pursued the retreating Council ships, its weapons continuing to demonstrate capabilities that defied Council understanding. Maya's AI had analyzed centuries of Council combat data in seconds, identifying patterns and weaknesses that the Council themselves had never noticed. "Their flagship is attempting emergency hyperspace jump," Emma announced. "Not today," Maya responded. The Prometheus fired its quantum anchors, another human innovation that combined Council technology with Earth physics. The energy web caught the Council flagship just as it attempted to flee, holding it in normal space. "You don't understand what you're doing," Nexus transmitted, his voice now showing real fear. "The Council maintains order in the galaxy. Without our guidance, chaos will reign." "No," Sarah's voice cut through the channel. "What you call order is stagnation. What you call guidance is suppression. Humanity will not be controlled." The Prometheus's next series of attacks systematically disabled the Council flagship's key systems. Other Council vessels, attempting to assist their leader, found themselves picked apart by the swarm of Earth drones. The few ships that managed to jump to hyperspace carried with them the message that humanity would not be an easy conquest. In the aftermath of the battle, Maya stood on the Prometheus's observation deck, watching the scattered debris of Council ships drift against the backdrop of Earth. The victory had been decisive, but she knew this was only the beginning. "The Council will return," Lisa said, joining her at the viewport. "They can't afford to let other species know they were defeated by a primitive civilization." Maya nodded. "That's what they don't understand. Today wasn't about defeating them. It was about showing the galaxy that their power isn't absolute." The quantum communications network, still functioning despite Council attempts to disable it, was already carrying news of the battle to other species. The Council's carefully maintained image of invincibility had been shattered by a species they had intended to subjugate. On the disabled Council flagship, High Counselor Nexus watched through crystalline windows as human shuttles approached to board his vessel. His people had ruled the galaxy for so long that they had forgotten what it meant to face true innovation and determination. The Council's worst fear had indeed come true, but they had yet to realize that this was only the beginning of humanity's rise. The age of stagnation was over, and a new era of human-led innovation was about to begin. A new dawn. 6 months after the Battle of Earth, the galactic landscape had changed dramatically. The captured Council flagship, now transformed into a diplomatic station, orbited Earth as representatives from dozens of species arrived to meet with the civilization that had shattered the Council's dominance. Maya stood before the assembled alien delegates in what had once been the Council's primary conference chamber. The crystalline walls now displayed real-time data from the Prometheus's AI, demonstrating humanity's technological achievements. The Council didn't fail because they were weak, Maya explained to the diverse gathering. They failed because they stopped evolving. They saw technology as something to control rather than explore. Among the delegates was Zora, an Arcturian survivor. Her species, thought extinct after Council peacekeeping actions, had actually gone into hiding in the galaxy's outer arms. For centuries, we believed we were alone in resisting Council dominance. Now we see that humanity has done what we thought impossible. The diplomatic gathering was more than just a celebration of Council defeat. It represented a fundamental shift in galactic civilization. Sarah, now serving as Earth's primary diplomatic representative, had proposed a new form of interstellar cooperation, the Alliance of Free Species. The alliance will be different from the Council in one fundamental way. Sarah addressed the gathering. We don't seek to control technological development. We want to encourage it, to see what each species can contribute when given the freedom to innovate. The evidence of this new approach was already visible. The Prometheus had been joined by other ships of its class, each incorporating improvements suggested by Alliance members. The Arcturians contributed their expertise in stealth technology, while the Viridians shared their advanced biological computing systems. In orbit around Mars, a massive construction project was underway. The Alliance's first joint research facility would combine the scientific knowledge of 20 different species. Unlike the Council's restricted technology sharing, this would be a true collaborative effort. We've received another distress signal, Lisa reported during a private meeting with Maya and Sarah. 3 more Council-controlled worlds are requesting Alliance protection. The Council's remaining forces had retreated to their core worlds, but their influence was crumbling. Species that had lived under their control for generations were rising up, inspired by Earth's example. What troubles me, Maya said, reviewing the latest intelligence, is that we haven't seen any sign of their superweapons. The Council ruled for thousands of years. They must have contingencies we haven't discovered yet. Sarah nodded grimly. That's why we're not celebrating yet. The Prometheus and its sister ships maintain constant patrol. The Alliance early warning network covers 3 times the space the Council's ever did. But the greatest changes were cultural. The Alliance encouraged member species to maintain their unique identities while sharing their strengths. Earth had become a hub of interstellar commerce and scientific exchange. The sight of alien ships in Earth's skies had become commonplace, each bringing new ideas and opportunities. In the Forge, now expanded into a massive research complex, Maya worked with scientists from across the galaxy. The facility's quantum computers processed innovations at unprecedented rates, while its fabrication plants produced technologies that would have seemed magical just a year ago. The Council thought they could control evolution itself, Maya told a group of young scientists from various species. They forgot that true strength comes from adaptation and change. On the former Council flagship, Sarah met with the Alliance Security Council. The holographic displays showed the known galaxy, with former Council territories now highlighted in various colors representing their new status. We've confirmed that 3 more Council fleets have stood down, General Santos reported. Their crews are requesting asylum. They've seen what freedom of innovation can achieve, and they want to be part of it. But perhaps the most profound change was in how species viewed themselves and their place in the cosmos. The Council's rigid hierarchy had been replaced by a network of equals, each contributing their unique perspectives and abilities. We thought the Council was protecting us from chaos, said Krell, a former Council scientist who had defected to the Alliance. Instead, they were protecting themselves from progress. As Maya looked out at Earth from the station's observation deck, she reflected on how much had changed. The Prometheus, docked nearby for routine maintenance, was no longer unique. Its innovations had been shared, improved upon, and combined with technologies from other species. The Council's worst fear wasn't just that humanity would develop advanced technology, she said to Sarah, who had joined her at the viewport. Their worst fear was that we would show the galaxy a better way. Sarah smiled, watching as ships from a dozen species moved through Earth's orbital lanes. They feared change itself, but change is what makes us human. And now, it's what makes the Alliance strong. The stars seemed brighter somehow, as if the galaxy itself was awakening from a long slumber. The age of the Council was over. The age of innovation, of collaboration, of true progress had begun. And humanity, once dismissed as primitive, had lit the spark that would transform the galaxy forever.